Welcome, everybody. Oh, is it good to be alive on a Wednesday night? What is up, YouTube? It is your second, third, fourth, fifth favorite wrestling show of the week. It is Wednesday Night is Overbooked. I am your host, Joker Voice. And to my stage right, the man, the myth, the legend. Some people, eye patches are for medical reasons. His is for fashion completely. It is the remarkable, the wonderful, the ever so humble LeftEyeEgo. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Ready to talk about the live experience of Saturday night's main event, but otherwise excited for the Rumble.
Yes. And right beneath him, to continue the circle, he was actually roommates with Bob. He was roommates with Bobby Hurley. True story. I have this on good authority. It is the Duke Devil, Bradley Burnett.
Not true. We just lived a couple streets from each other.
Okay, gotcha.
At least close enough.
And we have the unemployed master wrestling smark, which stands for Smart Mark. It is Matt, the unbearable 73. How are you, sir?
It's the circle of life.
Okay, I like it. All righty. So before we get started, yes, we are going to talk about someone's experiences here with a certain event last Saturday. We want to wish out some get well soons from the world of the WWE, as some people took some nasty spills this past week. Started off last week with Miss Dakota Kai right here. Let's put this right here.
That was a rookie. Zoe Starr.
Yeah, that landed her into concussion protocols. And then this from Monday night. This looked like it absolutely sucked.
Yeah.
This was scary.
Somebody's got to check McDonough after that. McDonough's lucky he doesn't have a...
Yikes.
So,
yeah.
Surprisingly enough, JD probably got himself a concussion, and that was some of the issues he had. He also suffered some broken ribs and a punctured lung.
He wrestled.
Yeah, he still finished the match. The man is an absolute beast. And a lot of folks give him flack for just eating pins, but the guy sells like crazy. And you are a stud, absolute stud.
We've seen his forehead. He is clearly part Klingon. We know they are built for battle and have secondary organs. So I'm just saying.
Well, if you watched my video this morning, I thought it was a cool clip, but then I'm like, oh crap. My little clip to give JD his props was a clip from next.
Oh, I missed it.
Generation when Picard says he has my admiration and my respect, and he's talking to Worf, and I'm like, wow, that's a.
I didn't even see that one this morning.
Where I said, we're not going to make fun of him, and then okay, damn it, shit.
Right
Sorry,
there.
JD.
Look, dude's a tough dude.
Right.
Bottom line, that was a scary spot. That was scary.
Very scary.
Yeah.
Okay, so
by the way, before you get into it, I just found out today, but it was about 3 weeks ago, Black Bart died. He's an old-time wrestler. If you're a sort of from the pre-TV days, he was in WWF in like 1990 for a year or two, in WCW at his older ages. He died, I think, in January 10th, something like that. Guys like this get lost in the Black Bart.
Black Bart. He's related to I believe he's in a way related to the Rotundas, I think.
He could be. I'm trying. It's hard to remember
It does.
Because these guys all like marry each other's sisters and stuff like that.
Right.
But guys like him get lost in the woodwork because they never did a lot of time in like the WWE, so they'll be recognized. Hopefully maybe Triple H will stick him in one of the classes one of these years. You look up at guys like that, So.
Right on.
Oh, I see what he died of.
So, also, folks, thank you for showing up into the chat. We did double digits again for a third week in a row in likes. If we can do that one more time for this week, next week, we're going to drink Hulk Hogan Real American Beer.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Just to see.
Where are we getting this? How are we getting this?
To see if we can get double digit likes. Because the true fans, the true wrestling fans are really the heels of everything. I mean, we're going to go into something that happened on Saturday.
Oh God.
Yeah. So let's start with Mr. Ego here. Since you were there, sir.
Yes.
You were there. Tell us what it was like being at a WWE event. And are you off your dry January?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that we drank that night, so it's like pretty much.
Okay, salute then. Salute then. Here we go.
Yeah. So it was great. I know that the entrance music just starting it off was great. Crowd was pretty much electric. Two biggest pops were Shawn Michaels because we were obviously in his hometown of San Antonio, and Jey Uso. Like obviously those are the two hugest pops.
God.
I guess the funny thing is watching it live.
Seriously, no one cares.
I care, okay? A yeet-a-thon is like how it starts off so offbeat, and Jay has to just stop and be like, no, it's this. Get on beat, guys. Get on beat.
A lot of white folk cooks there. Is that what you're saying?
But matches were decent. I guess they wanted to get Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley out of the way. It was okay. It was decent.
It was a decent match.
Yeah, decent match. The stare down with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens with HBK kind of doing the sign contract. It confused Shiro though because she was like, "But there are ladders. There's going to be a ladder match, right?" I was like, "No, honey, it's a sign." I know. I was like, "But why would you bring out ladders and not be a ladder match?" I know. I was trying to tell her that, but she was like, "I want my ladder match. I'm disappointed."
Oh God, this is why. Okay, Shiro, if you're listening, ladder matches are my wrestling love language. So I got you, girl.
I know. I'm gonna get her. I'll probably get her to watch on Saturday because it's involved, and she'll actually get to see the payoff now for it.
Good.
I wasn't expecting Sweet Chin music from HBK, but it was a welcomed. It was a welcomed event. Everyone was.
That was dumb.
I thought it was dumb
fan service
because he only did it to one of them.
Okay, so here's why it's dumb. Okay, so you're building Kevin Owens into this dangerous, the most dangerous challenge Cody Rhodes has had. Okay, and he gets taken out by a retired, pushing 60, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I never saw Kevin Owens as that big of a threat, though.
Kevin Owens is being billed as a huge. I mean, again, why?
Okay, I'm only going to point this out, because I don't know how many guys actually done real combat sports. Okay, if a 70-year-old guy who hits you with a standing sidekick, and I don't care how young you are, you get hit that on. That's the kayfabe. You know what I mean? That's all I'm pointing out. So,
yeah, I was just like, it was. I get it. It was a hometown guy's moment. That's all I took it for. That's all I took it for.
It's fine, but it doesn't. But you're trying to build this feud up as this is dangerous, and for a retired 60-year-old to knock out your number one contender, not a great one.
I know. I was like, hey, it's fan service. Okay, I never looked at Kevin Owens that dangerously after he lost.
You should.
I guess maybe.
Well, the bigger problem with that, Joker, and you're right in a way, is they've devalued finishing moves, things like super kicks, so much.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you'll see sometimes guys with 15 of them in the ring, you know, and
You're not wrong.
you know, it's like this is one of my biggest pet peeves of modern wrestling is everything has been devalued. There's too many kickouts, too many over. Like, you know why I like Gunther a lot? Because Gunther doesn't always use the same finish at the end
Correct.
of the match.
He doesn't.
You know, he's an old school wrestler like that. You know, and you know, sometimes he'll use a submission, sometimes he'll use just a standard pin, sometimes he'll his special, whatever it is. He varies it up, and he's that opposite of Roman Reigns, by the way, who ends the match with the same 10 moves every single time. You know?
Right.
But
I will say the only match that I kind of like not walked out on, but I was looking for merch, which I got right here. It's got Saturday night's main event, and on the back it says I was there, San Antonio, Texas. And of course, I couldn't resist.
Oh no.
OG Bloodline.
Okay.
You already knew this was happening. Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. I was so excited to even be at the line. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get a championship belt. And my buddy Stuntman was like, yo, that's $600. And I was like, fuck them belts. Let me get 2 shirts.
Oh my god.
Ego. More importantly, Ego, when the werewolf was unleashed, did you actually get any of his spittle upon you?
Bro, no, I couldn't. No,
I
don't do fluids.
That was flying all over the place.
I do not do fluids at
It
all.
was raining spittle.
Too many jokes. Too many jokes.
No way. There's no way.
So for me, okay, the match I did the other thing I did not like the ending. I did not like how the match ended.
Okay.
Between Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu to end in a DQ. Okay. Yeah. But the after effect, I mean, we can now call all this like the Bronson Reed spot now, where it's just I mean, when they were initially talking about bringing Jacob in and introducing him with Solo and Tamatonga and Tangaloa, the reason why they kept delaying it was because they were afraid that Jacob was going to overshadow everybody right off the bat.
He already does.
Yeah. Well, they were right. They were absolutely right. And Saturday, we had seen him in limited tag team group matches, one singles match. They unleashed a monster, absolute, devastating death in a machine. That is a human cheat code as well. So
everything that WWE and Vince wanted Roman Reigns to be, Jacob Fatu is naturally.
Ooh, yeah.
And I've seen some interviews when he was with Major League Wrestling. He's out in like the back of the building, and Jacob Fatu is straight hood. He is straight up hood. He's got a little bottle of Hennessy, and he's smoking Newports. I'm like, dude, you are. Well, I mean, hey,
I'll even give him this. I'll even give Fatu this credit, okay? Because we all know who his dad is. He is the first modern Samoan to remind me of Haku/Ming.
Oh, Ming. Oh, yeah.
Well, his dad was Sam.
No, but I'm saying of all that's close to the previous generation. Like of all the Samoans we've seen in the past 20 years, Jacob is the first one to remind me of Ming, of Haku/Ming.
I will give you that. Yeah, the Tongan Death Grip. Yeah, I remember that. I love me some Ming. Okay, yeah.
Well, not just that. Like Ming, Haku, he got part of his personality carried over from real life.
He's a tough bitch.
Like there are certain people you just don't fuck with in real life. Like him, Harley Race, Andre. You know, and most of the Samoans since that era, like they had the image, but they were really behind the scenes nice guys. Like you know. Right. Now, and I'm not saying Jacob's criminal background adds to this reputation.
No.
But he projects I'm gonna fuck you up in a way that only the best one since Haku. You know what I mean?
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned Haku. I was watching part of the 6 Feet Under podcast, and Undertaker was talking about that he was in a battle royal or something, and he took a chop. Now Taker has been known to say, "I hate taking chops. Absolutely hate it." And everyone knows he hates taking chops. But so he turns around really quick and sees it's Haku, and he's like, "My bad, dog. My bad." Brad, your thoughts on Saturday night's main event?
Now I mentioned in our chat that I was doing multiple things at the same time. So I wasn't getting as much. Maybe that was a distraction. For me, this wasn't as impactful as the first, but the match I actually did enjoy was what I expected, and I got what I wanted. Breaker and Sheamus.
Yeah, that was
I would a
that
nice
was a good one. That was great
hardcore,
live too. Yeah.
beat the crap out of each other.
Dylan,
Yeah.
the 1, 2, 3, WWE. Hello, sir. Welcome.
And I got what I wanted, and I thought it was a really good match.
Okay. That midair spear that Breaker hit Sheamus with. Oh dear God, that is on another level.
I mean, even live, we didn't even see the setup on that one because we thought he was going to do one earlier and he missed, and then like he just comes out of the corner and then hits that spot. It's like Jesus. It looks great live too. It looks way more devastating too. Like it was awesome.
Yeah, Sheamus did great work.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, this leads to something at Mania. Hoping, but we saw Monday night someone else is eyeing that IC belt as well. Ego, did you see who was eyeing the IC belt?
Wait, who? Wait, let me try to think. What I missed?
Oh.
I know I missed it.
You're right.
Cero Miedo.
Okay, how did I miss that part? Damn, I definitely
Backstage
missed that.
segment. Backstage.
Oh, it's backstage. Okay, that's
Yes,
probably why I
backstage
didn't say that.
segment.
Yeah, okay.
Now, oh boy, talk about a Monday night Raw. Not a lot of matches, but a lot of story, especially at the end.
Yeah.
Especially at the end.
Yeah.
Dear God in heaven, is it just me or is Cero Miedo? Right. Cero Miedo. Yes. We love enter here. And again, he wasn't even in the arena. He was backstage, and you could hear the crowd, and all I said was, give it a week. Give it a week, and this is going right over.
Oh, over. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
And in the post Vince era, he doesn't rename everything like hide the previous existence. So they get their old reputations and stuff carry over.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about. As this is going to lead into what we're going to really be talking about for about a good chunk of this time here. Something else came up this week about two possible returns. One is being heavily considered. One is on hold as of right now. And I'm talking about the possible return of the return that is heavily talked about is Nikki Ella, WWE Hall of Famer, former Divas champion. And the one that's on hold right now is 5-time women's champion, Alexa Bliss. So Nikki, her last singles match was a house show in 2018. In 2023, she announced that she and the WWE had cut ties because of stuff going on with her stepfather, as her stepfather is John Laurinaitis, who was deeply involved in the Vince McMahon lawsuit from Janelle Grant. And they have, I guess, are back on good speaking terms. No surprise, given who is in charge. And a possible return is expected to happen sooner rather than later. I fall on this side. If Triple H didn't think he could use her, they would not be talking.
Well, I would say she better come back as a heel because she could barely wrestle to begin with, and she was one of the ones where they tried to push her as a face. She got booed all the time on her in there.
Right.
Bring her back as a heel, so at least she'll be a natural spot. I can't stand the Bellas. I never could.
I never like
I never understood them.
Like I always look this way. They weren't good looking enough to maybe overlook the fact that they can't wrestle.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So
the other thing from a personal issue, and I saw this, was she's had some marital issues.
Very bad.
And actually has a domestic issue going on with her. I don't know if they're divorced yet or not, but
Yeah, they are.
I thought they were. Yeah,
they're divorced.
Okay, they was finalized. Okay, so yeah, that apparently was very messy.
Right.
Well, she probably needs
money.
I mean, you know,
that's one thought, but I can't imagine that. I mean, they did make a lot of money. They had a lot of fingers in different things. You would
yeah, but we know most people who become rich like blow it like nothing. You know what I mean?
Okay. So my thing is this. So again, everybody who is in the chat, thank you very much. We're right at about where we normally have. Again, make sure you hit that like button. All informations are down below in the description.
I'd say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
And you don't want Harley mad at you. So, like I was saying, Paul Levesque is not going to be talking to someone if he doesn't think he can use them. My question is, I just don't know where she fits.
Where?
Yeah.
Because the Divas era, as opposed to what we have now, is years apart.
Yeah.
TNA.
Ego just brought it in here. Oh, wait, we get to double. Okay. Oh, but I was
wait a
minute.
I'm reminding everyone what's at stake.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we can find it.
So, you just said it's down the street at your.
No, Hulk Hogan's place is down the street.
Oh, I can. I know they got it in San Antonio. I can find it.
I mean, it's highly sought after.
Probably
I mean,
just
rare commodity is what I understand.
But in a can called Hogan's Beer or whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We got a here. Okay, as of right now, we're at 6. We got 5 to go, folks. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Like there's a heel comment. Okay, Thomas Preston. Here we go.
Idea.
Put her at the announcing table as a heel.
She can't talk though.
That's an option. But again, I am of the mind of. So, do I want to see Nikki Bella in a match against Rhea Ripley? No. I mean, you've got Rhea, you got B, you got Io. I mean, even a match as mid an in-ring talent as she is, Liv would make her look silly.
Yes.
And then was she going to be a valet?
And then you've got the up and comers in Zarya, Julia, Stephanie, Roxanne. I mean,
hungry and already know how to wrestle. Like, I actually question: have y'all ever seen someone that had a layoff on that wasn't that great at wrestling that got better when they came back? I'm asking.
Liv.
I don't know.
Liv.
Oh, Liv. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But y'all don't see that happening for Nikki Bella.
A couple of the WWE women, not Trish, because Trish is always a good wrestler, but a couple of the women from that era. Remember, a couple of them made comebacks about 5-10 years later. They were better wrestlers when they came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just y'all don't see. You guys just absolutely do not see that happening for Nikki.
No.
Why not? Why is it?
When she wrestled?
It's a completely different era. Plus, she's had neck and back surgery. So that's going to affect how she moves.
Ooh, I didn't.
Now, I'm not saying she can't. I'm saying I have no faith that would happen.
Correct.
Okay.
Now the other one, who was apparently supposed to be back on the January 13th show of Raw in San Jose, but has been put on hold is Alexa Bliss. Now, apparently, because Alexa's last time on TV was 2 years ago at the Rumble in a losing match where she lost where she lost the Raw. She lost in a match for the Raw Women's title to B. Has not been seen since. She had a daughter, raised her daughter, and apparently the WWE was expecting her to come back in and work with the old contract that she had in place. Well, apparently Alexa's camp, they wanted a little more money, a few more perks, and right now they have reached we're kind of at a stalemate, and apparently she was supposed to be part of the Wyatt Six.
Ooh.
So, and
okay.
the Wyatt Six recently was announced that they got moved to SmackDown. So we'll see what happens there.
I'm sorry, I keep stalling with the questions here, but how does it usually work with maternity leave and coming back? I mean, since she had the contract, she's out, or how does that work?
It's just, it would work. It would work the same as a injury time.
Okay.
Well, sort of. Okay. So when you get pregnant under FMLA, for example, they can't count that against your contract. That's like for pregnant women. Now, other stuff, they can, but not. Pregnant women get a big exemption in a lot of laws. That's the best way to put it. You know.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
So that's that. Now we got ourselves a big event coming out this weekend. As a matter of fact, in a few days, I would say it's next to WrestleMania. It is the biggest premium live event. Yes, sir.
Do they make? Is this next year? The Royal Rumble is 2 days.
Okay. That is being talked about. Next year, the Rumble is also in Saudi.
Next year, it's in Saudi.
26.
Oh God.
Okay.
So I personally, for you're both looking the same direction. That was weird. Okay, so as part of the PLEs, I do not think that other than SummerSlam is fine, Mania is fine as two night events. Those are like your midpoints of your wrestling year. Those as 2 night events, I'm fine with it. Everything else, one night.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I mean, looking right now, from what I saw, there are only 4 matches on the card. We got Kevin and Cody, the 2 Rumbles, and then DIY and Motor City Machine Guns, right?
Which we're going to talk about that in just a bit. Now, just being with these with those matches there, just those 4, with also counting in like ad time, promo time, entrance time, you're looking at about a 3.5 hour show.
Yeah.
With just those 4.
That's it.
Right there.
It does not deserve 2 nights, man.
So now a lot of folks have given Paul Olivet grief for the shorter match card. And I'm like, guys, not everything has to be WrestleMania 35 every single time. I mean, that gets that will grate on you. Now, does it mean that some folks are not getting premium live event time? Sure, but they're also not. But because WWE is streaming and is no longer on the old pay per view model, the pay scale is a lot different. You're not paid for if you show up in a premium live event, or a second time, or a third time, or a run-in, or a match. You're paid throughout the year. You have a existing contract that is tied into how much that streaming deal is. So we have right here, as we have mentioned, the match card for the Royal Rumble weekend. So we're going to start off with what I think should be the first match of the night, and that is the Women's Royal Rumble match. I think the two Rumbles will start and close the show. So we've all gone around. Matt, who do you think is who? If you have the pen, who comes out number one, number two, gets the full entrance? Are we getting any surprises? And who do you see as the winner?
Okay, so I mean, basically, we did this before. We did this like 2 months ago. So,
Right.
well, I had my first two were Piper and Lyra Valkyria. Okay, I had Piper getting the most elimination. She's going to go beast mode. By the way, I had Jordynne Grace as our first WWE match at the W Wrestler being the Royal Rumble, and that's looking more.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
that is happening.
Yep. And then Alexa Bliss was number 30, by the way, so she's not going to be there. I had my final four was Chelsea Green, Roxanne Perez, Io Sky, and Jordynne Grace, and I had Roxanne Perez winning it.
Okay.
And challenging Tiffy.
Okay. Mr. Brad. Same question.
I don't remember my list.
Oh, one more thing.
Neither.
I had a couple of predictions related to TNA in this. With the contractual relationship, we may see TNA and WWE legend Awesome Kong make a Royal Rumble appearance.
I doubt it.
Because they usually stick a legend in there. So, and she's,
I don't see that happening, but you never know. And I went over that segment that we did the months ago. The landscape has shifted so much that my own thoughts might have changed. So, Brad, if you have the pen, who would you bring in at number one and number two?
Oh, I remember saying it was someone who was a veteran and someone who would be like a first time appearance. So I think it was probably something like Naomi or something. Be one of the first people in. I don't even know. Is Natalia still wrestling? She could still be there.
She's there.
One of those two would most likely be there. Maybe even Bailey.
So you would basically have so you said Natty,
not the same
Naomi.
time.
So you said Natty, Naomi, and Bailey. You basically said the 1, 2, and 3 from last year's Rumble.
Right, but I'm not saying that. You said who would be number one.
Right.
I didn't say 1, 2, 3. I said one of those would be, and then I would think having someone be, like a Lyra Valkyria, although she just won a belt, someone of that caliber coming in, or maybe even a call up from NXT.
Okay.
I think I do remember though. I said I thought Charlotte would end up winning, and with Rhea having the belt now, I think it's more likely that Charlotte will win. You just hate that stuff. But it's truth. That's the truth.
Ego, your thoughts.
Dude, I was trying to figure out how I even had this. I mean, I knew that I think Io Sky maybe starting it out. I know Jordynne Grace was going to be like maybe mid-level, 15th call out on there. Final four, I see what Charlotte, Jordynne Grace, Io, and I don't know, Bianca. I don't know. I say it being the last two being Bianca Belair and Io, and Io winning the Rumble.
Okay, so my thoughts my thoughts based on the current landscape have moved around a bit. I would bring in number one because we've had the vignettes, the big presentation. Have her come in number one, the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Give her the full intro at number two, Becky Lynch, and have those two started off. Now, I do agree with Matt. This will be the first official as a full WWE member, Jordynne Grace. I expect to have a very good showing in this show. I've heard some folks say that she could be their dark horse pick to win the whole thing. Don't get excited, ego.
Just, why would you
Wait,
always put me down.
what if Jade returned?
Jade might return, but
Oh God.
I still now the reason I have also heard quite a lot of folks saying that they think that B will win the Rumble and challenge Rhea. The money match, definitely money match. I don't see it happening. There are a few things that need to fall into place. One, anyone who is going into the Rumble holding gold has never won the Rumble in its almost 40-year history.
Huh. Okay.
So, as of last night, B and the Power Buff Girls are still the women's tag team champions. So I think that rules her out.
Okay.
So I also think that a call up from NXT, Stephanie DeVaquer is going to have a very good showing. I don't see Julia in there because Julia is the NXT Women's Champion. So I said this back then. I've said it ever since, and I'm saying it now. My pick is Io. Io challenging Rhea. Also, why I do not think of B as being the champion. Okay, so say she challenges Rhea. So Rhea's just going to hold the belt for a few months? And you're going to have B lose? Because B has said that she's on an undefeated streak. Now, do I think she's going to get to the do I think she's going to get to taker status? No. But you're going to tease that for a little bit. So B is not going to lose in whatever match she is in. So if your goal is to keep the belt on Rhea for a bit, then you can't then B doesn't make sense. That's just my thought. Now, what could be an absolutely great match. DIY versus the Motor City, the Machine Guns, in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Be fun.
This match could easily go 20 to 25 minutes. Easily. And this is also the first time that either of the tag team titles are being defended on a PLE since WrestleMania 40.
What?
Almost a year ago. Yep.
Wow.
Almost a year ago.
Whoa.
So,
okay.
And again, I think this will be a great match. I don't see a reason to take the titles off of Johnny and Ciampa. That's just me. Matt, thoughts?
This is almost like a TNA Heroes match.
Right. Or a NXT Black and Gold type of a match. Yeah.
I don't like that as 2 out of 3 falls. I don't like that for tag team matches at all. It feels like the machine guns have to win this because they're brand new. You don't want to have them. They gotta, especially, well, here's the thing. I know who Chris Sabin is. Okay. But I don't know if the majority of WWE fans know who Chris Sabin is. Therefore, the reputation of the Motor City Machine Guns needs to be built up in WWE, in my opinion. So they need to win on PLEs more than they need to lose. Whereas Gargano and Ciampa, by losing here, don't lose anything, so to speak, because they've been long established as winners. So that's kind of my instinct here on this.
Okay. Brad, thoughts?
I understand what Matt's saying, and that makes sense. And in that vein, I would kind of think because DIY is kind of running a heel turn now.
They have been, yes.
They have been running a heel turn. So maybe that actually adds to the heel with them, losing and just taking out in a horrific way or something, setting up something in the future Didn't Motor City Machine Guns have the belts before?
Yep.
Yeah.
They beat.
That's what I thought.
They beat
Jacob and Tonga and
Tonga and
Bloodline.
Tonga.
Yeah. And then DIY took it off them, so this is like the rubber match. I kind of agree with Matt. Maybe give it to the new guys to get them some reputation. I do recognize Chris Sabin as a name. I'm not familiar with a lot of his work, but DIY is a known commodity, and they can get more heel heat, probably just being bad guys.
Okay, Ego.
I was thinking the Motor City Machine Guns. That's what I thought. I mean, they came in with seemingly a lot of hype. I don't know who they are, but it seemed like there was a lot of hype when they were even hinted at possibly signed. So for me, I'm like, well, hey, I would give it to them. I don't know if you want the perception to be better for worse. Like, hey, if you come from an indie promotion and you got some status, you're automatically put in title contention. I don't know if that's what they want their reputation to be, because it would seem like it's awfully fast to put them in, get the title belts. But for me, in this case, I'd give it to the Motor City Machine Guns. Have DIY feud with LWO or something like that to get some heat.
Okay, why would you do that?
I have no fucking clue. That's all I'm saying. It's like I don't know what DIY does.
They're Italian. They're not like what argue with Italian Americans can't be Latino. That's a different thing. But they're Italian. If anything, you get little Guido out of retirement as a manager and get the full blood FBI back. FBI forever. FBI forever, my friend. FBI forever.
Yeah, I'm just like, put them with somebody else. Every time I hear DIY, to me, it doesn't sound like to me again. From what little experience I've seen, I'm like, DIY. Oh, okay. Motor City Machine Guns, I'd actually just go with them just off the name recognition alone. So I'd probably.
I guess we didn't know this. That Jacob there is a longtime wrestler.
Damn, son. Okay.
He wrestles Texas death matches with mini raccoons.
Back in the Sparta days. I like it. Okay, so now we get the titles. The logo belt versus the classic, beautiful winged eagle thing of beauty here. Hanging above the ring. In a ladder match, my wrestling love language, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Ego, thoughts?
It's gonna be brutal. I can tell you that. There'll be some decent spots and some bumps hit, but I think Cody's gonna wind up pulling it out on this one. I like the fact that you have to grab both title belts. I'm not sure if they're gonna do like one on one side, one on the other. If they'll set up like it's both of them, right?
The hanger.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I still see Cody coming away with it. Though I guess they'll still kind of build it up a little bit like they need to, but I still see Cody coming away with this. He's got. I think I see him taking it into Mania at the very least.
Yep. I agree, Brad.
Yeah, there's no way Cody's losing at this. Just wondering where Kevin goes after this, and hopefully, like it could be very brutal. Maybe so far as like Cody loses skin, like an entire patch on the right side of his neck. I don't know.
Matt.
Well, this will probably be the best match of the night in terms of what happens in the ring. That being said, because Cody is going to win this, it's a worthless match to me.
Okay.
Because
makes sense.
Cody needs to drop this title or turn heel. There's no in between. Like he's just like, it's like watching Orange Juice walk around with a title belt. There's nothing that makes you want to root for him anymore. He won the top of the hill. He defeated Roman in the bloodline, right? Now he's helping. Kevin Owens is right. He's helping the bloodline. And Roman is saying, I'm coming for the title. Don't think just because we're helping each other that I'm not Roman's still playing a heel. People forget,
Yeah. Roman has not changed.
Kevin Owens' gimmick with Cody sucks. I want that shirt.
Sucks eggs.
Yeah, Cody sucks eggs. Or the other one, he had the other one on there too. I want those shirts, man. Like Kevin Owens is so right, and I feel, I know this isn't happening. I feel the best storyline is him winning here. Okay. Now whether you get the title back on Cody by Mania, maybe a month later or not, but I just feel for both of their sakes, right? Or Roman runs in to help Cody, and Cody does a full heel turn.
Okay, here's my thought on this. Absolutely, I think we're all in agreement. Cody's walking out with the title still. It is too close to Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've heard ask, what happens to Kevin after this? Well, we've been hearing things. We've been hearing things here and there. You know, Kevin's been talking to his good friend, his buddy. You know, my best friend. My best friend. I think Sammy may come out, ends up not helping Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens assists in eliminating Sammy from the Rumble, and that leads to those two having a match in Toronto at the Elimination Chamber match.
Ooh, that's good.
And ultimately, the one who saves Cody, which will be Kevin Owens' WrestleMania match, is Randy Orton.
Oh, okay.
That's my thought.
Could be. I mean, like I said, Kevin Owens losing this isn't going to hurt Kevin Owens.
No, I
don't. But winning this doesn't help Cody. It just doesn't. So
it's a whole losing pattern.
Yeah. And
now, for the final match, this will be the main event of the entire thing, the Men's Royal Rumble. Now, just listening to the names that have been declared, because we have half of the field already declared for the Rumble. John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio, LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Braun Breaker, Chad Gable, and Carmelo Hayes. All have declared for the Rumble. This Rumble is absolutely stacked.
Yeah.
And even in those first 6 names that I mentioned, the amount of story that are interweaving and all in some way or another, all connected to one another. This could be the best Rumble since 1992, as far as a stacked, story-driven Rumble.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I can believe that.
Yep.
I like that.
And at the end of Raw, we had a lovely segment at the end of Raw where Cody is having to deal with everything that's happening and his world's falling apart. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and someone comes out to offer some good news, and then offer some bad news. The good news is there's going to be someone getting in the best shape of his life who's going to come up and take that title off of him. The bad news, that's me, and it's CM Punk. So going through, just laying that out as the go home angle going into the Rumble on Raw. Ego, how do you see this Rumble playing out?
Dude, man, this is one of the Rumbles that I've been watching intently, and you're right. At least 6 or 7 people have great storylines going in. And you're like, damn, I wonder if it would be like if you won and you got your storyline, or what if you get your storyline. Ultimately, I do know that I see Penta in top 8. The last 4 are probably going to be, just hear me out. Don't kick me. Just don't. I'm making a point. Say Jey Uso, John Cena, CM Punk, and shit. Man. Fourth.
Who were your first 2 names again?
I said like which one for the people that are on the bottom in the top 4, bottom 4.
Your last 4.
Last 4 I had Jey Uso, John Cena.
Boring.
What? I ultimately, Jey Uso is enough to get the crowd hyped so that when a Punk eliminates him, it's bittersweet but kind of funny the way he eliminates him.
Okay.
Ultimately, I see Punk winning it because I actually want to see Punk be.
Duh.
That's what I wanted. And I was saying that last year. I was like, I want to see that match. Punk is almost great with anybody he goes against. So yeah, I actually want to see this happen now. So I guess I'm going to go for Punk. I really wish Penta would win, but I guess they want to put him in the IC conversation, and that would make sense.
Okay, Brad, your thought.
I'm trying to remember what I said for my Final Four before.
Go with it now.
I know. I'm going with it now, and I think I'm still going to be in the mindset of Cena and Punk being involved just for nostalgia in the last four, because I figure Sonny's going to come in late. I do have CM Punk getting over, but I have a new theory, a new idea. Jey Uso enters as number one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he yeets his entrance. So by the time he gets in the ring, after yeeting all the way down, it's already one person left. So everyone's been eliminated, and he comes in and eliminates, I don't know, CM Punk or John Cena, because he's just been yeeting all the way down for 30 entrants.
Everyone just walking by him, like
yeah. And he's still eating.
Awesome.
He's coming through the crowd. He's doing his eat. He hasn't even gotten in yet.
That's disgusting.
That's funny.
That's
disgusting. As an aside, I didn't know people were yelling. People really yelling "yeet" for every single move he did. It almost became like the what thing at one moment.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like it.
It is the what thing.
I did not like it. I will say.
I do have another thought.
That.
So one of the classic tropes we always see at Royal Rumble is Kofi almost being eliminated. That's not going to happen this time, because that's now that he's heel, now that even Xavier Woods, Austin Creed's his YouTube name, Xavier Woods' family says New Day sucks. That we're not getting that fun little Kofi joke type thing. No.
They did that even when the New Day was heels.
Kind of.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I don't think they'll do it as much now. And if they do, someone will purposely try to take him out.
What they might do is do the spot, but then have someone just punch him out of the ring.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got Punk. Matt,
okay. So my entire original Royal Rumble setup, because some people had injury, whatever, and you know what I mean. It's a lot of stuff. I had the evil bloodline coming in like the last six to murder.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
It's like the Rock
Dark Avengers,
the Rock evil plan coming to fruition as the entire evil bloodline comes out like 5 in a row. So here's so I'm changing things up. So the first two guys in are going to be Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu.
You want to start with that? Ooh,
and
I would save that.
They're going to be two of the last four guys in.
I would save that for the Diesel spot. Have both of them.
Well, I mean, okay. The reason is I think these guys are gonna look strong and get like 6 or 7 knockouts each. Okay.
Yeah.
The third guy in is Obafemi.
He is. He's the champion.
Oh, they don't want the NXT champions in anymore?
Nope.
Okay. Oh yeah. So if he's not okay, then so go to the end. So my last four guys now: Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, still there. I also picked Joe Hendry and AJ Styles. I think Joe Hendry's going to be in the Royal Rumble this time.
He will. Styles might be. You never know.
I don't know if he injured or not is the question.
I am hearing reports that he's a bit ahead of schedule. So
let's say AJ is one of them. Will Joe Hendry still be one of the final four? No, I don't think so either. But it doesn't matter. I think Jacob Fatu is winning this one now.
You think Jacob is?
I'm going with Jacob Fatu. I think his push is on.
That's definitely a choice.
Yeah. I think they want to keep Braun Breaker with the title he has through the whole year.
That's definitely a choice. Definitely a choice.
I'm going with what I want to see out of these guys, because I mean, look, I can't. There's 4 or 5 guys in here. Like, I don't see them letting Punk take either title at Mania. Okay,
I actually do.
Gunther's gonna have that title for at least 2 more WrestleManias, in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay. As far as Cody goes,
2 more? No.
Well, this one and next one.
No.
I think they're gonna give him a long run on that title to put the weight on it. Meaning, then after that they'll start flipping every 6 months. But this is essentially this title being given prominence. I think that's why they're gonna do that. But anyway, and then Cody, are they gonna let CM Punk beat Cody?
Yes.
Oh,
I think they can. And here's why. And this goes into what I think. Now, again, what we're saying here could all be blown to hell if Dwayne Johnson decides that he wants to show up. Because if he decides he's going to enter the Rumble, he's going to win. There's no
all bets are off. Yeah.
2 ways around that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going with the assumption that he's not, I see CM Punk taking the Rumble because he was the runner-up last year to Cody, so Cody could finish his story. CM Punk checks off the Rumble win. If he goes against Cody, that is not a night 1 main event. That is the main event of WrestleMania, the very last match. I could see Punk taking the title from Cody. This sets up something later, because who else wants that title and wants to be back on top of the WWE? Roman Reigns. So CM Punk has a favor to call in.
Man, okay.
It's out there. It's
man.
Hey, real.
Yes.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I just saw something come across my newsfeed that I had not seen earlier.
Oh,
I don't see Roman winning the Royal Rumble for sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know when he's going to circle back to the title.
Right.
You know,
I see.
The thing about the word about Punk that bothers me, it just feels like, I don't know, just something feels off about him winning either of those titles right now. I don't know what it is. He could. I mean, I could. You know, then how long do they let Punk have the title before someone else drops it?
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a long reign.
It gives him his moment. I mean, he's transitioning. Let's be honest. He's ready to move on probably
in the next few years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are our thoughts of who should win the Royal Rumble. Now, in previous years, WWE has made some really bad choices as to who should win the Royal Rumble. I know, it's crazy. So we're going with our staple here, folks, and that is the top 5. And we're going with the worst Royal Rumble winners of all time, men's and women's. But before we do that, I want to thank everyone who is still lurking around the chat. If you're here, thank you so much for being here. Hey! Speaking of folks who lurk around and eats cats, that is Horny Elf. How are you, sir? Make sure to hit that like button, sir, because if we get to double-digit likes, we will drink Hulk Hogan beer next week. Dear God in heaven, why do I torture us? Because I can. And so again, check down in the description. Our socials are down there as well.
I say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
And you don't want Harley mad at you. Well, you don't want Harley Quinn mad at you. Maybe Harley Cameron you want mad at you. That could be fun. Okay, so we are going to go with, let's go with Mr. LeftEyeEgo first. Who was your 5th bad pick as a Royal Rumble, the winner?
All right. So in at number 5 is Roman Reigns 2015. I remember this because it was in Philadelphia, and I actually was watching this with the homies when this happened. So I remember that the crowd was really rooting for Daniel Bryan to win this. And after he'd been eliminated, they basically booed everyone else that came after this. They even chanted for Rusev to beat him. And they booed when he got knocked out. They booed Roman Reigns when he had his hand raised, and they booed even harder when The Rock had to come out to be like, no. This guy, remember, he's the one that won. People still booed him. Fast forward to
hilarious.
I was like, damn. Fast forward to literally Fastlane, where it felt like they were trying to respond to the backlash by having Daniel Bryan face Roman Reigns for the #1 title contendership, which is what Royal Rumble is supposed to do. They have the match, and Roman still wins, and people get pissed off even more. You go to Wrestle 31, where to save us all, Seth Rollins pulled off the heist by cashing in. So what the hell was all this for Roman Reigns winning in 2015? That's why it's the 5th worst to me.
Gotcha. Matt, you're number 5.
So, well, my number 1 was clear and obvious, and I'll get so the other 4 in no particular order. And I guess you would say I'll go with the 1989 Royal Rumble. Big John Studd won it.
Oh yeah.
Now to point out, he didn't even wrestle in the main event. He refereed it as a result of winning this. And not only that, the bad writing is what was going on at the time. The big storyline WWE was the breakup of the Mega Powers, the tag team, and neither of them won this, which would have maybe set up a match between them. I mean, nothing credit to Big John Studd, but of all the people in that thing, especially
he just looked bad. He looked terrible.
Yeah,
All right, Matt. I mean, not Matt. Brad, you're number 1. I mean, 5.
5. I'm going with Brock Lesnar in 2022.
Oh yeah. Okay.
If you don't remember, he actually got to wrestle twice in this Rumble. He lost earlier that night to Bobby Lashley and then came out at 30 to win the Royal Rumble because God knows everyone wanted to see Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar again at WrestleMania. And that's what they got.
Yep.
It's lazy booking, bad, forward foresight.
All right, for me, Ego, I'm with you. 2015, the big dog Roman Reigns. This was just awful.
Yeah.
Daniel,
I'm gonna have to explain some stuff.
I mean, Daniel Bryan was a favorite. Actually, the more the match went along, folks were chanting for Rusev, which would have been a great pick.
Yeah,
because Rusev was also hot at that time.
Rusev Day.
And the fact that it just tickles me to this day that The Rock came in, and just because Dwayne's got his ego, and hey, no, this is my cousin, this is Joe, you like him, and they booed even louder. Oh, got booed out of the building.
Yes,
glorious.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so Ego, you're number 4.
In number 4, I'm not sure if this is technically treating or not. The greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi 2018.
I would go with something else.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman, okay.
Yeah, I'm going Braun Strowman. I looked at it and I was like, I didn't even know it was in Saudi Arabia until like halfway through it. I'm like, wait, you had a 50-man Royal Rumble in Saudi, and the guy that won it had no build-up, no heat, no storyline. It was after Royal Rumble.
Yeah, so technically it's not a Royal Rumble. It's this separate Saudi verse, the greatest Rumble ever. But
yeah, I'm just like, it was irritating. It's like certain things you shouldn't put your trademark in it at all. You could just say like the Saudi. It's called that. Cool, I get it. But if you call it Royal Rumble, yeah,
well, they'll correct that next year.
They need to, because I was looking, I was like, wait, where's this WrestleMania match? And I was like, oh shit, this is 3 weeks after WrestleMania. It was an awful idea. It's 4.
Okay, Matt, you're number 4.
So my number 4 and number 3 relate to one another. In 1993, Yokozuna won the Royal Rumble.
Correct.
And this is the beginning of 2 years of absolute garbage writing involving Yokozuna, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, and Lex Luger. So I will give you more thoughts on that when I give you number 3.
That's so awful. So bad. All right, Brad, you're number 4.
I'm going with 2011, our 40-man Royal Rumble, Alberto Del Rio. Who gives a shit?
Well
Who
played.
gives a shit? And first off, he won by eliminating Santino.
Yeah.
And then he didn't even main event WrestleMania.
No.
They were the first live match. There were 2 dark matches, and then he lost to Edge. And then Edge the next night literally retired. I mean, he went on and won some stuff, but it felt like, Vince Mac is like, this guy's got the look. I'm gonna push him. And no one gave a crap. It was never a character that anyone liked.
Okay.
Went nowhere. That's the thing. It went nowhere.
My number 4. My number 5 was 2015. My number 4 is the year before, 2014.
Yep.
De Batista. Should not have been De Batista. It should have been Daniel Bryan. This was Daniel Bryan just getting screwed. Absolutely royally screwed. Vince wanted nothing to do with him. Didn't think he was a main event guy. The fans loved him. Absolutely loved him. And to say that, it was always Daniel. We always planned to have Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30 is bullshit. He was never in the Rumble. So it's just an awful choice. Nothing against Dave at the time. I could say awful things about Dave now, but that's a different story. All right, Ego, you're number 3.
Dude, my number 3 was Brad's number 4, Del Rio.
Okay.
Like, you're telling me he beat out Cena and RKO?
Who?
And
Who
then
are those
he huh? Yeah.
He had to face the vicious.
The Cobra.
What's the Morella
Cobra.
thingy?
The
Cobra.
Cobra.
That's dangerous.
The Cobra, baby.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I'm like, he beat out those guys, and then you think WrestleMania you have a title shot. You're thinking, yo, this is supposed to headline. It's gonna be great. It's a build-up, and then you wrestled the very first match. Like, no one cares about you after that. You shouldn't even say you won a Royal Rumble because people are gonna ask for the follow-up, and it's a letdown. So yeah, number 3. I knew that he was better in Lucha. I think he was in Lucha. I think that's where I remember him coming from.
Del Rio,
I think.
Was Del Rio?
AAA.
Yeah, Triple A. Yeah. I remember him from that, but I'm like,
He
when
was
in
used
WWE, I'm
very
like,
badly here.
I get it. It was poor use of him when I saw him, and I was like, I didn't even see you had any juice to actually win this. So I got him in at number 3.
All right, Matt, you're number 3.
So my number 3 is a follow-up to my number 4. So now we have the 1994 Royal Rumble. Now I can give you the entire messy history of 2 years succinctly. So this is the one where Lex Luger and Bret Hart tied to win the Royal Rumble.
Awful.
And this is the 2-year period when Bret was fighting Vince contractually.
So the Lex Bret tie? Is that
you
what
got
you're
the Lex Bret tie. You got Yokozuna. Was it Yokozuna beat Bret? Then Hogan squashed him for the title. Then you had Lex Luger coming up the helicopter, be the first man to slam Yokozuna with a body slam with the real American underwear on. This whole 2-year messy title where Yokozuna looked like an idiot, Hogan looked like an idiot, Bret Hart looked like an idiot, and Lex Luger looked like an idiot. Lex Luger is a mid-carder who can go with top guys occasionally. He had the bodybuilder look, so Vince kept pushing him because he wanted his 1990s Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? He tried with the Ultimate Warrior, he failed. Honestly, if Vince should just push the Undertaker as his guy at this time, but he didn't. I don't know why. Anyway, so that's why that's my number 3, and it's it actually longer than 2 years because it lingered on. I think it did somewhere into 1995, but this is a horrible 2-year period for the storytelling.
Agreed. Brad, you're number 3.
My number 3, I'm going to go back to 2022. The other side of the coin. Returning after a 2 or 3 year absence, Ronda Rousey comes in and continues the failure of the Ronda Rousey experiment. She goes on and wins, and then loses to Charlotte at WrestleMania. Then a week or 2 later, wins from Charlotte, loses later on to Liv Morgan in 2022.
Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah, because Liv cashed in at Money in the Bank after she won it. So literally, she lost to 2022 Liv Morgan, who's not 24, 25 Liv Morgan.
Correct.
And then from there, there's back and forth. It was literally a cluster F of title changes. And ultimately, it was like, this is not working. It didn't work for Ronda. She got the hell out of Dodge, and we hope never to have that happen again.
Interestingly enough, the Morgan money in the bank and cash in was an hour before the match started. Vince made that change.
Wow.
That was the last creative decision at a PLE that Vince made.
Wow.
My number 3 is the same as Brad's number 4 and Ego's number 3. Alberto Del Rio. What a clusterfuck. Dear God. You're in the opening match of WrestleMania for your title shot, and the folks are still coming in from the merch store and getting their beer and hot dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone's even seated yet.
Damn.
I mean, stop me when I'm telling lies.
I can't keep going, bro. Damn.
And the fact that Alberto Del Rio just became the human being that he is, it's just an awful.
Yep.
I just bleh, gross. Okay, Ego, you're number 2.
Number 2 was Brad's 3, Ronda Rousey, 2022.
Okay.
I was trying to remember this. I was like, okay, well, she debuted in 18, so she's got some time in. And I was like, oh, I see you've been missing for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a storyline entering the Rumble. I think she came in at 29 or 30.
Yeah.
Like she came in towards the end.
Yeah, very late.
Yeah, and by 2022, our roster for women's is Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan. By the way, Morgan, Lynch, and Belair are all feuding at one point during this entire time for the storyline. So you say, what the hell? Let's throw Ronda in at 29/30, have her eliminate everyone. And because she can choose who she wants to wrestle, she chose an ass whooping with Charlotte. I don't even know why you would choose this of all things. And it's like, well, there was no point in doing all this if there had already been. Yeah. He said what?
Because Charlotte sucks.
I was just like, Jesus Christ. I at least want something happening before you get in here. But to run up, do that, and just say, I want Charlotte, and then get big booted to a 3 count. Nah, that's number 2.
All right, Matt, you're number 2.
So number 2. Number two. Yeah. Number 2 is the 1999 Royal Rumble. Vince McMahon won this one.
Oh,
now,
God.
to understand why this is so horrible, okay? I mean, Vince McMahon should not be winning the Royal Rumble. And don't get me wrong, Vince is a decent wrestler, better than half the guys on his roster, to be honest. Okay, but and you know how to put guys over. I'll give him credit for that. But this is peak Ministry of Darkness, okay? And Undertaker, my favorite wrestler. Ministry of Darkness, my favorite era of Undertaker. When this is right around the time when Big Boss Man was hung in the Hell in a Cell. And then eventually, who was sacrificed on the Ankh? I can't remember. Then when Mabel was murdered and resurrected as Viscera, you know, all the druids and all this sorts of cool stuff, and the Undertaker was terrorizing. Like at one point they had the McMahons trapped in their home and was surrounding it, the whole ministry. They kidnapped Stephanie in the boiler room, and of all people, Mankind went in to save Stephanie from being tortured in the boiler room by the ministry. There's so much cool storytelling in here. Then Vince wins the Royal Rumble and escalates for some reason the confrontation between the corporation and the ministry. And eventually, it's revealed that Vince is in fact the master of the Ministry of Darkness. What is the past year's storytelling about? If you're going to take away your Royal Rumble slot for your owner, and then you're going to take away both your main heel factions, like this is, it's absurd storytelling. Okay, it's just absurd storytelling from the point of view. This was the beginning of the end of anything good in the 90s in wrestling, in WWE, I should say. You know?
Brad, you're number 2.
All right, my number 2 is a struggle because I had my number 1 locked in. My number 2 is going to be Roman Reigns, 2015. Mm-hmm. Now, I need to preface this by saying it was between Batista 2014 and Roman in 2015, and obviously the factor there is Daniel Bryan. Now, the reason I put this in is because Daniel Bryan was not in the Royal Rumble in 2014. So even though it was bad booking and everything, and like Joker said, they realized, oh shit, this is bad booking. They went back and let Daniel win at WrestleMania. What I'm pointing out here is WWE misread the reaction in 2014 when it was Batista and Roman at the end, because they hear people cheering for Roman. So it's like, oh wait, they're now liking Roman. No, they hated Batista that much. So they thought maybe now we can actually get Roman being liked. Finally, like John Cena. No one likes John Cena. No one likes Roman Reigns. Well, now they can like him. And then they go, hey, we'll bring in The Rock. And guess what? Freaking failure. And to cap it all off, WrestleMania match, Seth wins on a cash-in.
Yep.
So misreading entirely Roman Reigns, probably why the cash-in happened.
Okay, my number 2. We're going to 2020. Not the men's Rumble. That was a decent Rumble. The women's. Charlotte Flair should not have won that Rumble. Because the storylines were kind of already stuck as to where the storylines were going for the major titles. So Charlotte comes out on a Raw and asks, who's going to be my challenger? Who's going to step up to me? I'm the Rumble. Who's going to step up to me? And out comes NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley to challenge Charlotte. Charlotte's like, all right, I'll see you at WrestleMania. It's the pandemic mania. Hey, Clue, what's happening, my friend? How are you, sir? So Charlotte wins the NXT Women's Championship and does fuck all. She would not work with people. They eventually took the belt off of Charlotte at an NXT takeover in a triple threat match between Charlotte, Rhea, and Io Sky, where Io pinned Rhea because Charlotte would not take a pin. Fuck Charlotte Flair.
Yeah,
that's my number 2. Ego,
that's fair.
You're number 2.
All right, so I pretty much know where this is going to head to me.
You're number one.
Number
Sorry,
one.
You're number 1.
Number 1 is Vince McMahon 1999 Royal Rumble. I had to double check all this because it was the only one that kind of like stood out to me the first time I saw it. And I had to go back and look and research it. So he went at some point during the Royal Rumble. He leaves to just do commentary during the match. He wins, but there's no title shot. He wants to ref the WrestleMania match that follows, but it's blocked by Shawn Michaels. He runs back during that WrestleMania match to interfere, gets knocked out. Stone Cold winds up winning. It's just a weird way to do things in general. I didn't even see the point of him being in it, much less winning it. I know that you're feuding with Stone Cold, but what the fuck does this have to do with actual wrestlers? Like, the point was supposed to be that you let a wrestler have the opportunity. It's like the lottery in the NFL or NBA, except with a predetermined outcome. Like, every guy's supposed to have a shot. And it's like the boss coming in and taking the shot away. I get it's classic Vince, but I'm like, Jesus, you could have at least put another wrestler in someone's way to interfere so you could be the guy behind it, which is what you're supposed to be as a heel boss. So looking at it makes it completely pointless and like a dick move to the actual wrestlers that are performing under your brand.
Gotcha. All right, Matt, you're number 1.
So my number 1 came down to either 2014 or 2015 Royal Rumble, and the reason 2014, like if I didn't despise some of these other Rumbles, I would have knocked one of them out and made like number 2 the 2014 and number 1 in 2015, because the whole Daniel Bryan saga started around this time. This is when Daniel Bryan got over and Vince hated it. They're trying to get Roman over, and Roman wanted Roman to be over the way Vince tried to get over. And, obviously with the Batista thing, but 2015, Roman Reigns wins. But Bryan gets eliminated, and the booing happens, and they boo The Rock, and then this essentially led to Daniel. This is why Daniel Bryan went to AEW and will never come back to WWE. It burnt him out so badly on And
So you're saying Roman is your pick?
yeah, Roman's a pick.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Brad.
My number one is Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon. Obviously, Ego and Matt have summarized everything. It was, I mean, we all know it's storylines, but this is the dumbest ass storyline. He comes out the next night and goes, "Look, I'm not really a wrestler. I'm gonna bequeath my shot. I think he gave it to The Rock." And then HBK comes out, "Hold on there, Vinny Man," and it's like, you can't do that. Stone Cold then wins. So then him and Stone Cold go have a steel cage match for it. It's St. Valentine's Day. And it's like, this is the dumbest thing in the world. I know Vince is the bad guy, but this cheapened the Royal Rumble match.
Yes.
That, like he was saying, it's like a wrestler's supposed to win to put the wrestler over, and it should be part of the storyline. Not self-masturbatory congratulations. I'm a great guy. Vince McMahon.
Well, the storyline he was putting over was the corporation rules it all.
Right.
Because
this goes into my number one, which is also Vinnie Mac, because the storyline was the Rock at the time was the corporate champion, so he was going to protect that to try and screw Stone Cold Steve Austin, which eventually that's going to happen anyway because the Rock always loses to Stone Cold at Mania, so that's just how that works. But yeah, Vince McMahon was just awful. Worst pick you could possibly do for any boss to self-insert themselves into their own creative to take away a opportunity, a storyline from one of their talent it's never a good idea. That's just my thought.
I'm just thinking about what's going on this year, possibly.
Oh, you agreed.
Clue, do not have me
Really
sick. Do not have me sick the mods on you.
Oh my! I am. How did Clue see through your facade of being a Rock fan?
So anyway, we've got a clear number 3, a clear number 2, and a clear number 1. At number 3, coming in third place with 8 points, Alberto Del Rio. What a piece of shit human being he is.
Yes.
Well, that's a whole separate issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the big dog with 11 points, Roman Reigns. Absolute terrible. One of the worst Rumble finishes ever. Or one of the most glorious Rumble finishes ever, depending on which side of the coin.
That Rumble was so bad. Wrestlers and were like going on Twitter or X or whatever, somebody and slamming it. That's how bad it was.
Oh, yeah.
And number 1, with almost a clean sweep, 19 points, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Just a shit human being, and I hope you burn in rotten hell.
Look, the bottom line is none of these other guys had a chance in hell.
Fair.
So, with that, be sure to tune in next week as we will be going over the top 5 best Royal Rumble performances, male and female, of all time. Maybe not necessarily who won, but best performance. Now, usually the winner is the one who gives the best performance, but there's a few indications here and there that stand out.
The top 2 came to my head within 10 seconds of you saying that.
Might as well. So, but we're going to start with Mr. LeftEyeEgo here. Tell us what you have going, sir.
I got a couple things cooking in the works. I know that me and Shiro will probably be doing Ordinary Games, not the Sunday of the Super Bowl, probably the one after. Gonna be working on a new segment, possibly a new channel. I will keep you all updated for that.
Very cool. Mr. Unemployed Master Wrestling Smark, the Unbearable 73. What do you got coming up, sir?
As I enter unemployment for the first time in 23 years, I'm just trying to recover my health, and I'll be on Joker, and I'll be on. You on it tomorrow too, Ego?
Yep. Not this week. He's not. Next week. He is.
So tomorrow, Joker and I will be on Roman Empire show, going over a bunch of topics. Basically, it's like a multi-topic show, and I will be back here on Wednesday night Overbooked.
Got it. And Mr. Duke Devil 95 with also his own new little show, little prop project going on. How is that going, sir?
It's a lot of fun, actually. Having a lot of fun doing it. Really honing my editing skills when you have four guys being extremely nerdy, talking 2 hours about a 45-minute show. I have to really narrow that down and get rid of some crap. My channel is Duke Devil 95. I appear weekly on this show, Wednesday night Overbooked. I also appear on Static 2020 show, the weekend pregame on Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. And on Wednesdays, I release my weekly wormhole watch for me and 3 other guys. Watch Deep Space Nine. We've been watching Deep Space Nine from the beginning and recording it, commenting on it, giving actual commentary, not just jokes. We're actually trying to talk about what's good about Star Trek, because there is still good Star Trek out there. For the love of God, do not watch Section 31.
All righty. And as for me tomorrow night, along with Matt, you can catch me on with Roman of the Empire. We'll be back here Wednesday night is Overbooked. If you're still lingering in the chat and we're a few likes short, get those likes in. After the show, leave a comment. It boosts the algorithm, gets more of the show noticed. We really want to get this show monetized so we can do a lot more fun things with the rest of y'all. So for everyone here at the Wednesday Night is Overbooked team, I want to say, hope you guys are having a great week. Have a wonderful week ahead of you. Keep talking, keep smiling, keep having fun. And until next week, folks, toodles.
And here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.